What is up, YouTube? This is the Mermail Master, and in today's video, it's going to be something quite different. It's kind of a combination video between building my binder, and it's also going to be a mega market watch. So think of this as watching me build a binder, but at the same time, it's a big giant market watch. And if you've got any of these cards laying around, guys, definitely think about putting them in your binder. Yeah. So let's start out. And of course, as you guys see right here, the first card I have is the one and only Forbidden Droplets. I actually pulled this yesterday. Bought a bunch of booster packs. I wanted the Lost Art promo, so I bought 8 booster packs. And shout out to my main man who chose the booster packs out for me. You know, he's going to comment in the description, and if so, I'm going to make a comment, and I'm going to ask him to link his channel there. He's going to be starting Yugioh, but yeah, this Forbidden Droplets, it's a beautiful, beautiful card, and you know, finding out that it's only one per, you know, every 2.5 boxes or something is wild. So it's very tough to get these and, you know, get a single one of these. And the fact that I have one here, you know, it means it's quite a lot of money for Forbidden Droplets. Something like, you know, 99 to 100 bucks. And I think, you know, I'm not necessarily someone who needs to play this card or who could get the most use out of it. You know, as a character deck duelist, you know, I'd like to find someone who's got some like rare character cards that I may need, and someone who's interested in playing competitively and can put this to really good use. You know, that's really what I'm looking for at the end of the day. So we're going to slide this right in here at the middle part here, because this is a card that a lot of people are looking for, and definitely one of the ones that you want to draw attention to right at the front. You know, I think part of binder construction is very much about this kind of factor. Next card a lot of people are looking at right now is Artifact Scythe. This is my original Primal Origin sneak peek Scythe. This was right before Duelist Alliance format this card came out. Beautiful, beautiful ultra rare. It's gone up quite a lot because I think you can use it in certain decks and, you know, for all sorts of different plays, but it's great for locking out your opponent from their extra deck. And, you know, I don't know how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has changed in the previous years, but there's a lot of extra deck stuff going on. Next card, one copy of Rhiza, the Mega Monarch. Great, great card, and one of those cards that a lot of people are looking for right now for Floowandereeze. The good thing is you only run like one of these, but the bad thing is that Floowandereeze as a deck are very, you know, they're very cheap, which means like when a deck is really cheap and it's really like, you know, you're able to build it. If there's a card that's like rarer or that hasn't come out in a while, like that card's going to become really, really expensive. And that's exactly what happened to Rhiza. You know, Floowandereeze is apparently a very normal and tribute summon heavy deck, which means, you know, a guy like Rhiza who can bounce a whole bunch of stuff back to your opponent's deck is like, that's an amazing card to have. Next cards we have right here are 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. I recently picked up the jump copies of these. I was looking for specifically that rarity for a while. You know, some people would say, oh, pick up the JMPS variant, but I'd rather pick up these guys right here because in the jump variant, they don't have the highlight on the symbol. But what this means is that, you know, I have these really nice Apprentice Illusion Magicians, and I'm not currently using them currently. So it'd be great if another player could, you know, pick them up. Another card that surprised me is Soul Servant. Soul Servant is one of those cards I never expected to be a lot of money. I picked these up for like dollars. You know, I think one of them I even got as like a throw-in for something, and the fact that they have bounced up to like $34, $35 just tells you a lot of people are looking for this card. A lot of people are planning on building it. You know, when I profiled my Dark Magician deck, I did it with the intention that I'm going to be turning it into a Dark Sage deck at some point down the line. And I'd love to have the opportunity to play that. But, you know, while I'm in school and while I'm gone for next semester, you know, I might not be able to do that. So I'm putting them in here and being willing to trade them under the kind of auspices or idea that hopefully at some point in the future, they're going to release Legendary Duelist Volume 3, and these cards are going to become a lot easier for me to pick up down the line. Next card we have in here, very, very popular, are 2 Numeron Dragons. Apparently these have become very, very popular. I got these again as like throw-ins on different trades and stuff like that, but I'd never, Numeron Dragon had a sway of popularity, I think, in between, when I started the game and when I left it, and then it became popular again while I was gone. And, I wasn't home for a while, so I wasn't able to assemble a binder for it. So, again, got that. Next cards that we have in here are a couple copies of Chalice and Lance. Now, for those of you guys who may or may not be aware, Forbidden Chalice and Forbidden Lance are very, very tough cards to find nowadays, as is the one and only Forbidden Dress. Just slide that in there, a lot more benefits of that. Next card is this one right here, Scrapyards. Now I have 4 of them. I used to run Unlimiteds, and then when I picked up my first Eds, I finally had them. But Scrapyard's a super good card because what you use it for is you can search your Scrap Raptor out of the deck, and that card single-handedly kickstarts like a bunch of your plays. So you can utilize Scrapyard in a really, really awesome way to help out searching out your Scrap Raptor and get all the rest of your plays going. I'm looking for 2 more super rare Scrap Raptors so I can really kind of get that play style started. I think it's one of the most awesome play styles you can find. Whoops, guys. Next cards I'm pointing out here, we have got the Sherry LeBlanc stuff. Now, in the most recent set, the École des Zones got released, and I have 2 copies of Z1 here. Really, really good card. You pop this and you can add a field spell from your grave back to your hand. And I also have, of course, Necrofleur and Sorcière de Fleur for anyone looking to build a Sherry LeBlanc deck. Those cards are necessary. I'm going to pop them in here, and we're going to pop the Z1 in here. Moving on, guys. Right here is a playset of Spanish first edition Umi that I pulled from a Blue Eyes White Dragon Spanish booster box I got years ago, guys. Way back in the day, the Spanish booster boxes used to be so so easy to find. And anyone who's playing now would never believe this, but you could pick up a box of Spanish LOB for $15. That's exactly what I did. I picked up a box. Got 2 Ultras in the box, and it was Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, which was pretty cool at the time. I was upset at the time because I really wanted like a Spanish First Ed Raigeki or a Spanish First Ed Monster Reborn or any of the really cool like competitive ultra rares at the time. But I'm still really thankful that I was able to pull Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. I think my old self would have been super happy, but I got these Umis in that pack, and given the nature of the game right now, Umi and the new Mako Tsunami stuff is going to be coming out. That stuff that's really, really interesting, and I think is definitely going to be stuff that people want to pick up. Next cards that I have in the deck that I want to showcase to you guys are these right here. We have 3 copies of the one and only Fusion Destiny. I picked these up ages ago, guys. People used to throw these away like they were garbage. And ever since the release, guys, you know him only as the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. These cards have just spiked up in value like you would not believe. Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is one of those fantastic new cards that's going to make a huge play on the format. And people have said, like, given the fact that Konami has released this card when they did, and they're most likely saying, well, we're not going to touch Fusion Destiny. We're not going to touch Verte Anaconda. We're not going to touch any of these cards, guys. So we're just going to let them run their course in this game. And so I feel like Fusion Destiny, is absolutely that card that you need to have in any of the decks that you're building. And it doesn't matter what it is or how it's going to function, but you just want to have access to that card. And of course, guys, speaking of Fusion Destiny, some of the cards that really, really help make the Fusion Destiny play work. You asked what I thought about it, and here's what I think. Is I am officially putting up on the trading block my single copy of Destiny Hero Celestial. Now, I really love this card. It's been a major part of my Destiny Hero deck, but I never expected the card to hit like $50. And I don't think it's that much right now, but if I could get, a hefty price for it, like I'm someone who likes to invest in the long term, sell high right now when it's hyped up, and then years later, when it's gone back down to a reasonable price, I'll pick up a copy of Celestial again. But right now when people want to play the secret rares, and I guess they're really hard to find, you never know when the right time is going to be to pick up one of these cards. And I think, at least for me, I understand the type of a format we may be in right now, and I think it's important for us to, to understand where we're at in the game, and to that respect, taking the opportunity to think about moving one of those cards. The other card that I've thought about moving, I'm probably going to move one of my Dashers, because I've been thinking about taking Dasher out from 2 to 1 in the deck for a very long time, and just popping him in the binder. Maybe get a little bit of value that I can then use to finish up the Cyber Dragon deck. That would be phenomenal to me. I think Dasher is a fantastic card. As you guys know, I was with Dasher from day one. Got these back when they were 10s a piece, like so cheap to purchase. And now that they've like gone up over $100 to $200, guys, like that's unbelievable. And I think like that's one of the things that I'm gonna have to factor into this. So, I'm still thinking about putting them in the binder for now, but there is, I think I still have some options with that. The 2 cards that I think are definitely going into the binder are gonna be my one-of copy of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon and my one-of copy of Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Now, I am not a fan of the Dragoon combo, because, I think it takes some of the, Dragoon's a really, really strong card, and I think it takes some of the interaction out of the game, and that's okay. A lot of people like the card, and I personally like it for my Dark Magician deck, because what I'm able to do with Dragoon is I'm able to summon Dragoon, make it a really, really big beater, just by negating my opponent's stuff. But what I found is, you don't get that kind of same interaction as you would on a previous kind of play here. And, I'm really lucky to have been able to pull my Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and I want to have the opportunity for someone else to be able to use it, while I'm away at school. You never know what's going to happen, at school, and I think, like, given the way that Konami is moving, if they decide to ban Dragoon in the future, given how expensive it is right now, or given people's move specifically towards Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer, you don't really know what's going to happen on that front. I'm very happy to, I feel very lucky to have pulled both of these cards in my time, and I think that's something that's going to stay. Next cards I'm putting in this deck, guys. You guys know Brothers of Legend is just out right now. We've got 3 Curry Bandits. These are my OG Curry Bandits that I used to run way back when they first got released in Dragon the Legend during hat format. This was one of the coolest cards you could get at the time, and it used to be run in the Lightsworn deck. Allowed you to mill 5 and get access to some serious plays. I think Curry Bandit is one of those cool cards that, like, I have a lot of connection with personally. The first Dragons of Legend set was one of the coolest sets. Like, there was so much good stuff in there, and I think, like, when we're talking about, like, fan favorite non-core sets, Dragons of Legend should rank near the top for everyone. So now we're moving on to things that are maybe a little bit less expensive, you know, but just things that I have that I pulled that you know, whether or not someone's going to be interested in putting this stuff in here, you know, I don't really know. But it's going to be starting out with Vision Hero Vion. I'll pop him over here. The Duelist, I think it's Duelist Saga or one of them, Dual Overload. But where they had that really interesting rarity on these guys, they're really good given the fact that the Vision Heroes have gone up in value a lot. And I'm going to be putting Vision Hero Ferris and Increase and all those guys in here. I think it's a great opportunity for me to move those cards to someone who's actually interested in playing them. You know, right now they're just collecting dust in my collection, but I'm going to be putting Ferris and Increase in here. We've then got a bunch of the gold rare stuff here. Whether or not people will be interested in picking this stuff up, I don't know. We're going to pop it all in the binder. We've got a Nessie. We have Sky Striker Ace Ray. We have an Avaraptor. Not sure whether people would think that the super rare or the gold rare is the highest rarity. I kind of like these, but I feel like people don't respect gold rares as much. Way back in the day, at least, Konami had a company that used to make these really great gold rares, and you know, I really used to like gold rares back in the day. If you found like an old gold like MST or Dark Hole or something like that, that used to be a really good card people actually looked for. I don't know what they did with the technology, but whatever their quote unquote new foiling technology is, guys, it's not nearly what it used to be, but way back in the day. And so we're just gonna pop a lot of this stuff in here. Got 2 copies of the gold rare Raigeki, you know, for anyone looking for those. And this gold rare Magical Dimension. We'll pop this B Trooper card in there too. Now moving on to our next page here. We have the new Gizmek card and the Despian Comedy. 2 really, really good cards.